State dominant at the net. They're out blocking Duke 8-3, holding the Blue Devils to just a 105 hitting percentage. Beth Mowens and Karch Karai here at Rec Hall in University Park. The second of our 4 matches for you today. USC already into the national semifinals on Thursday night. They beat Stanford earlier today. Coming up next, Purdue, Texas, and then our nightcap, California and Washington. It would have been tough to follow what I would call free-for-all Friday, Karch, after the 2 stunning upsets and the post-game discussion between a couple of coaches late night.
An epic battle last night between Nebraska and Washington, and the tournament just continues today with that epic battle. Not a major upset, SC beating Stanford. Yep. SC, a very strong team, stronger than people thought they would be at this young level, but they're going to be a handful for years to come.
They got swept by Stanford in their 2 regular season matchups, very similar to what happened to Washington as Cal beat them both times in the regular season. Can they pull off the upset tonight?
Tough to beat a great team 3 times in a row, and that's the task at hand for Cal, to beat a very good Washington, hitting its stride at the right time on its home floor. Outstanding hitters out there in
Kendra Carlson, Becky Terry for Washington, Tara Murray for the Cal Bears. Point for Duke.
And of course, Washington exorcising some demons from a very heartbreaking loss 2 years ago to the Huskers on their home floor after they'd had a 2-0 lead and then up 9-3 in the 5th game, finally beating that Husker squad.
Well, then last night, the 2 coaches, Shin McLaughlin and John Cook, had to be restrained after their post-game handshake.
Fireworks in Seattle.
Coming up next, we got Texas and Purdue. The Longhorns on an 18-match winning streak. The Boilermakers have never been this far in the tournament. Ari Wilson slams it down. We expected big things today from the seniors. Wilson and Brown delivering at the net. DeRico has dug up some nice balls. Now Quilico back behind the service line as this group tries to close out their college careers winners of the national championship match every year.
Quilico, one of those players who came up huge last year in the final after they were down. Penn State was down 2-0, and an epic battle against Texas in the NCAA final.
And perhaps it will be a freshman that will have a big role as we move along. Deja McClendon with another kill. These are all NCAA records. 3 straight titles, the home winning streak, the NCAA tournament winning streak, and overall 109 wins in a row.
And the team that ended that, Stanford, out of the tournament now.
Top 3 seeds have all been upset and knocked out around the outside of the antenna. Point Duke.
Cadenac making a nice move. We saw Blair Brown do that same move, diving into the angle. This time she comes up big on McClendon. Duke's going to need more of that to make this go beyond 3 sets.
McClendon, another kill for Deja without an error in the match.
Again, coming inside so that she can have some more space between and around blockers. McClendon now 11 kills, 21 attempts.
Dunworth gets the kill for Duke. And the ACC champs trying to get back into it. They take the 6-5 lead here in the 3rd. The winningest program in ACC history, trying to go farther than any Atlantic Coast team has ever gone. Net violation, Duke.
That was one of the things that Coach Nagel was talking about, is how hard it is to play in the ACC. They face hostile crowds everywhere they go. Everybody wants to come out and cheer Duke and heckle them. And so she said, hey, this is just another conference match. This was one of the things that they were emphasizing, as this is no bigger. We're going to stay in our routine to get ready for Penn State.
Well, we've talked about this before, Karch, but as a student athlete, there's 2 environments you love. The packed house that's all for you, or the one that's all against you, as you try and keep them quiet, which is the case for Duke here tonight. Good get by McCurdy to keep it alive. And Duke gets the point.
Duke wants to get Burling, number 2 there, the middle hitter, the ball more often in that position. Getting a one-on-one situation, you see she goes out really fast. A second blocker was up, but nowhere near the play.
The co-captain with over 1,000 kills in her career had the double-double last night in the region semi. Point Penn State on the service error.
And she's taken the team in some 5-set matches on her shoulder for Duke and brought them back into it. On her shoulders, might need to do that again tonight.
Waterfield with the nice defensive effort. And it pays off for the Blue Devils. Their road into the region final for Duke. A 3-0 win over High Point, the 3-2 victory over Ohio, and then last night 3-1 against Missouri.
In that Ohio match, they were outblocked 26-9. One of the things they needed to do was be smarter as hitters, make better decisions. They've made nice adjustments, and we saw it on that last play. A 3-person block up, but finding the seam between blockers.
Good hustle play by Duke.
Relentless pursuit.
Yep. But no match for Blair Brown at 6'5". She pounds it home.
Using her height to her advantage and not trying to hit straight down where it's often going to get blocked more, but hitting toward the last 8 to 10 feet of court.
Penn State has won 16 of their last 17 matches coming in, and Brown has led them in kills in 16 of those. So her ability to score, Russ Rose knows, is critical to their success.
Yeah, and she upped it the second half of that season, almost 5 kills per set for her last 17 matches.
Wilson showing a little finesse. Point Penn State.
And going right at the middle of the court when the Duke libero was off the court, waiting her turn to get back on. Good spot to hit defensively.
We saw Russ Rose use that in his scouting report today, Coach. When that libero's off the floor, we love our chances. She does so much work for that Duke defense. Carpenter looking for Deja McClendon. Bumped back out to the freshman. There's the libero McCurdy. Point for McClendon and the Nittany Lions.
Tough break for Robertson on that play. She got a really close set. All you can really do is try to hit it up in the air and keep it alive.
10-9 Penn State. Robertson. Back to McClendon for more. 13 kills. Katnack looking for Dunworth. Point for Duke. She's got 8 kills to lead the way.
Smart play by Dunworth, going at the smaller blocker. You never want to hit it, Ariel Wilson, if you can avoid it. Very strong blocker for Penn State as a middle blocker.
Back set to Brown. She delivers.
Hitting out of the back row that time. That's part of the Penn State offense, is trying to keep the opponent's block off balance, setting to all sideline or all zones of the court.
Duke gets the point. They're within 1. McCurdy serving. Chance now for Duke. Dunworth got it.
Finally, Duke getting some offense going, and it starts with one hitter, number 2 there, Becky Burling, running to her right on the screen, and that opened it up for, of course, Dunworth to have a one-on-one situation.
Oh, McClendon dug up by McCurdy. Brown puts it down.
Penn State returning the favor with the misdirection, so now you see the Duke middle blocker going the wrong way, leaving the cross-court shot open for Brown, taking advantage.
To Dunworth. She's got the hot hand for Duke here in the third set.
So again, we see misdirection 3 straight times now. Setters doing a good job for their respective teams of getting one-on-one situations. A hitter should win against one blocker, win that matchup often. Against two, it's much more difficult.
3 kills in this game for Dunworth. Smalzer did not get the touch. The hitting error gives Penn State the lead. McClendon to serve. Of course, one of the big reasons why she's had an opportunity to play so much this year and why Blair Brown has had so many swings this year was the injury early in the season to Darcy Dorton, who they expected to be there starting outside. Last year's Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Midway through the third, and the Blue Devils will take the lead into the timeout, trying to stave off